So this is Warlock Superman with my my only present fan, or it's more of an air purifier, sort of the fan of the air purifier. I am a soul purifier. My intentions were purely good, but my recent testimonial or research spiritual science video, but I admit it was a little intense towards the end. So if people think I'm usually like that, no, I am not usually like that, and no, I am not again in a video that I'm saying that anything is wrong with me. But I had never said something was wrong with me. I said something wrong was being done to me. See, and the voice is loud. So when people say you have to find your voice in this world, I have just tried to find a peaceful way out of my mess, and at the same time guide and promote peace and love and utopia. No, not the utopia part. I am not a dreamer to that point. Dreamer. Yeah, see the song Dreamer? From Supertrunk. No, not Supertrunk, Supertramp. See, and even in music of the past, it was always materialized. Can you put your hand in your head? No. Can you put your power in your 3D body? No. It's everything that has been done on a general narrative on this planet has been corruption, disinformation, subjugation, sublimation, disproportionate power for the few to controlling and hurting and manipulating the masses. The sheeple masses, but it's an insult. You know, I hate having said that or saying that sometimes, sheeple or sheep. Nobody's really a sheep as people conform to what feels the most comfortable with their body. I was very comfortable saying maybe my channel, maybe my content, maybe it would have still been once in a while. I don't know, really. You know, at this point, I have to be honest, I don't know if I would have made any videos had I not been triggered. People are triggered to I don't know how to make that word, manipulative crime or fake woke narratives and abuse of them and twisting laws. And at one point I was even saying, well, you know, okay, there's certain things going on, but people say, oh, they're gonna come up with a rule soon. But it was just like hearsay on the internet, and then by the time the rule was splashed in me was literally splashed or knocked on my apartment. But that's how you have to expect the government to be very quick. And just like in the pandemic, people thought we had to worry about only and at best an accidental virus. No, a lot of people think there's a lot of worse that happened. Was it only an accident and a lot of complicated rules to deal with a complicated situation? That's all I'll say, and I said enough. I haven't said enough in the other video, but I just think it's sad that we have to go this way in life. If people could feel how easy it would be to cooperate and everybody to live in peace and harmony. I know, and people, I keep hearing the words of the many wise. Like once in a while when there's a true word spoken against me, I admitted that I was wrong. Not that I was wrong to ever say something wrong, because I never said something wrong, or not on purpose wrong, or that could come off wrong. But because somebody told me, oh, you know, Warlock, because they didn't say Warlock, but my name. So they said, well, why are you so difficult on people? Not a lot of them had all these years experience in meditation and to try to better themselves and all that. Yeah, all the good that did me, it causes me to get in trouble, put the foot in my mouth. And we always, on a verbal or communicative level, even when the people, well, in vibe ways, were more in tune with the heart center, intuition. That's why even like it comes from the instinctual nature. There's the extreme one of fight or flight or survive, which sometimes gets twisted on purpose, especially in my life. Then there's the one from animals, which is animal basic nature. It's not only to fight and survive or fight and flight, but there's also the basic instinctual attraction, hormonal, whatever. So everything gets twisted when it comes to humans. We misinterpret all our basic animalistic, if you want to call them that. I think it's insulting to animals. Animals never do the horrors that humans do. Well, because they they stay in their program and they're happy staying in their program. But that's why it's an animal nature that the government is dwelling in when they want to put us into a cubicle, put us the cheese, and they praise. But usually they do that. But in certain cases like mine, they don't even follow that procedure, that they treat you nicer if you conform. Because once I triggered them, whatever I did, it was just forget it. I don't even want to go there. I've talked enough about that. Why am I doing this? I don't even know why I'm doing this video. I gotta rewind it to find out why I did it. Oh yeah, it was like I don't know if it was an apology. No, it's not an apology. I don't apologize for anything I said, even in other videos. No, I am not apologetic. I felt that way, and I was triggered. And if I am triggered, that's why I said sometimes, please be careful in warnings. I am never triggered in a out of control way. If I'm triggered, it's because my body is abused and contorted and molested and followed and spied and traumatized and injected and just simply ignored, or sometimes, or simply coerced. Anything around me that's so abusive, I never did anything that was in context or by sheer will, or even in my expressive trauma state or crisis state. I never ever hinted at hurting anyone or hating anyone or planning on doing anything. Well, besides a little bit of defensive legal, but then again, now I found out we cannot even defend our body legally. Well, I'm exaggerating, of course. I don't know, but the point is, I don't know how far. I just hope things get better in a smooth way. I don't know, even hope, I think, is a bit delusional. Yeah, I wonder why I'm saying delusional. I've been accused of that. At one point I said it, and I think some doctor or intern, I think it was the doctor too, at one point started laughing. Because I said, hey, on my file it says it's written some kind of delusional state. I said, the only delusion I've had is I thought that I would get the proper treatment for my particular rare disease. Just like when I told the doctor, hey, I told the police in the car, I said, well, at least you didn't crucify me yet, or something like that, nail me to some pole, and he started laughing. At least, see, sometimes they do show some common sense humor. Well, I showed the common sense humor. They had the common sense to laugh about it, because it's sad, so sad. Why can't we talk it over? And it seems to me that sorry seems to be the hardest word. Not for me, for the governments, for the inflictors of crime on populations and nationalities. Yeah, and then they say they protect them. Oh my God, the crime. And then they justify the crime they did on a nationality to punish innocent people, to control the masses, to pretend that they're respecting rare people that are more excluded in our beautiful, because white straight people are treated so nice nowadays that we have to protect all these other groups and nationalities. Yeah, I'm one of those people that's living in a mansion, has never had any legal problems, has never had anybody bother them or make false accusations against them or stir shit in their private life. Never did that ever happen to me. And I'm so rich because I'm a white, single male, straight male. Who saw that movie? I don't know if I ever saw it, or maybe I saw it, but not. I don't remember. Single white female, something like that, with Bridget Fonda. So if I remember that, I can share. Again, I think I mentioned something about my ambulance thing, and one of them got a lot of hits. I wonder why. And I did mention something peculiar. Oh yeah, this is why even before I had made a video, then I erased it because it was too complicated and I was bringing up too many things that were too much in the past. But it was still valid points that they were still making up lies, but that was more indirectly, so it's hard to even talk about it. But at one point I did get a little nervous. Two things happened that I'll just briefly explain why I think they could be used against me. Because people say, oh, you want to express your, just like that guy, oh, you want to make the look. So that's the thing, is so I want to make videos, so I have to be careful if anything could be taken out of context. And even not only out of context, but out of illusion, meaning they're like, if I make a little short video for amusement, even about Star Trek, it could be used against someone. So that's what it doesn't make sense. Whatever they have written on me is a bit like a movie like that. So the only thing I'll say about this, hold on, because my phone battery is drying. My battery is... So there's these 2 points. I want to make sure I bring them up, because I saw that my ambulance video, one that was very interesting and very, like, not proving, but something like explaining the torment that I'm going through, or explaining the ambulance, that it's private undercover police. Then I saw that, like, okay, so there's 2 videos about this. Well, one of them was much shorter. One of them was a couple of minutes, or at best. And I said, wait a minute. And then I see the thumbnails. I think now that I'm pretty sure it's called thumbnails, but I mean what YouTube decides. And I know YouTube always tries to place an object and a human being or an animal just to have... I hope it's that, but I saw that so many hits got given to the ambulance one that was like seconds. I think 17 seconds. And then I see, wait a minute, I don't remember filming that girl. So then I saw the video and I saw that it was like, I believe for sure less than a second, but I don't know how many fractions of a second I passed that girl without even flinching to notice, with my hand, camera, eye coordination. I wonder why I'm explaining this, my dear police. But then I said, but why did the thumbnail stop on the part where you see that girl? I followed the ambulance that after rolled down that street. I forgot what that street name is. And I passed by the ambulance where, I think I'm allowed saying his first name, if I even remember correctly. Sorry, Stefan. But he was such a great guy. I mean, again, even there, even though I am totally straight, I mean, I almost felt like, say, hey, you know, you want to keep in touch. He was younger, because he had such a good soul. Maybe he wasn't involved in spiritual. I think if we both would have noticed, because he helped me get footage, and he helped me question the other ambulance that I think they're undercover police. But he was such a good guy. And then I now looking back, I say I did good not to it, because everything could be taken as ammunition to formulate a theory, that formulate that you're against some kind of agenda, or some kind of, that you're some kind of criminal out of the blue, out of criminal, you're doing some kind of wrong, or, you know, thing that's out of the blue. Because everything in society now is about wokeness, is about inventing excuse. And I said, why is this happening to me? And at one point I said, hey, it deals with sort of complaints about me. And then I said, look at Trump, look at Russell Brand, look at Joe Rogan. Everybody attacked them. Maybe it wasn't always the government, but with me there was no choice. It was not directly like the minister of this, that, but it's horrible. All good people get brought into court, or to defend themselves they have to go to court. Either they have to go to court just to take away, to get back some modicum of freedom. Ridiculousness. So here we are again in that ridiculousness series. I can't really understand why the world has to be this way. But I have to... No, but seriously, why did one get now? It's over 40 hits. And the other one got 15 or 17. And that one was like over a couple of minutes. And it was like really important, rare information. But the other one, that just so happens that they just declared, oh my God, yeah, it's the same ambulance. But you have to see both of them. But some people, I think the way my channel is made, don't get to see both of them. So if you ever see ambulances on mine, look at the one that's shorter. You will see the thumbnail of a young... I'm pretty sure that person is under 18, right, police? I wonder why I'm saying... I wonder if one day they're going to say, hey, Warlock Superman, I think you communicated with an alien spaceship that plans on destroying the world. We're taking away your freedom forever. You're against the Canada and the world. I'm just saying that as an extreme to show you that what I lived, and you should have seen how convinced, or not convincing, they weren't that convincing, but I don't want to go there, but it was so horrible what happened to me. And yes, I am traumatized with that. Now, wait a minute, wait. Because I am traumatized, maybe that's another reason they could come up with, I could be a danger to society. So what I'm trying to say is that it's eternally never gonna end. The game on 3D that you could play to drum up lies, to drum up reasons to control society, government, or evil people, status people, it's unlimited. The power that money grants you, and government and status, to control the masses now. I don't know, I'm making it seem like as if we can't do nothing. I like better my first video that was a little extreme and I was loud. So yes, I do apologize for being loud, and or to that Odin sent. It almost sounds like if they change one letter, it's the Greek gods that came harshing upon me with a warrant. Sorry about that. Maybe I'm coughing because I'm dying from the latest injection. I wonder why I'm saying that. You know, when people say, how many did you get? Some people say 3, 4. Some people say, I got 8. I would say, I got over 30. I wonder why I'm joking about a bit like this. Could there be? Because maybe there's some truth to it. You know, whatever people do that's evil. That's why I made the other video. I may be giggling now because that was the hardest part to do. And like the alchemist says, or even a lot of people say on the internet, not all tyrants or not all narcissistic or devolutionary energy people or organizations or governments that come against us is to harm the masses or us. It's maybe to trigger spiritual people that are too lazy ass to do videos like the one I'm making now or the one I made before. I was too self-protective, and even if right now the way I'm feeling, I'm not saying it's not about what I'm capable, what I fear, what I don't fear, because I don't want to give too much information about that. What I do want to say, despite the fact that I didn't make it I made it very broad spectrum to people, the video about engaging in a sort of psychic protective energy for the planet and people evolving, and to distort the plans of the abusive, reptilian, manipulative, authoritarian governments, which is like 95% of them. You know, see, and I'm saying west, east, south, north, well, especially North Korea. No, North Korea is the most innocent, loving people in the world. Well, you know, some people said that he was nice. Dennis Rodman, he said that he was nice. Chow Chow Fat. I don't know what's his real name. It's not to insult. Please, people, don't give this video to North Korea to have me. No, but what I'm trying to say is that people that are mad at me, I don't know if they would do anything. I don't know how much they invested. But one time, this fireman, and it's funny because fire trucks are coming around more often. I just briefly talked to some people that came and do an inspection here, and then all of a sudden I start seeing fire trucks. Maybe they know who I am. They know my secret identity as Zorro. They know my secret identity. No, but maybe they know I'm Warlock Superman. Maybe that's why now you fire trucks, and that's why you fire trucks. You've been honking me a lot this last couple of days, right? So that's why I said, okay, so you want me to remember that I have a lot. It's not that I have dirt on people. People always shit on me. And so when it happens, and it keeps happening for years, am I allowed putting a couple of videos and leaving them out there and saying police, firemen, ambulances, fake police, undercover, alien technologies, alien people even against me that I don't know about, that are going to come out of the woodwork, and that somebody in the government said, or somebody in my building said, Warlock Superman said this against you. Okay, a lot of this was crap. And I spoke nonsense now just to show you how you sound. I didn't say not all of it is nonsense. There's a little truth in my nonsense, but there's even less truth in the trumped up papers that I have here on my file, on the trumped up charges, or it wasn't charges, it's accusations, or evaluation reasons. They were all imaginary. But nevertheless, they were coerced and well organized. Yes, I'm not denying that they were well organized, well implemented, well spent. The money was well spent. Just like that fire chief downtown, there was like even more trucks than I ever filmed that I even shown on my channel. Check it out, all the ones on fire. I got more than 400 hits within less than a day when it started going. And some of them got none because maybe they put the router and more invisibility router. They put an invisibility router. They put a curse on me. My God, the Montreal police put a curse on me. Yes, that is the biggest worry I have right now. Not. Because that's it. You know what we have, why would people think I feel comfortable making this video? Why people think I'm not 100% at ease and in flow with the spiritual world. Well, I am and I'm not. I'm not in my shell. I'm not living comfortably, but in my resonance, in my intent is always to inspire and to bring some kind of harmonic compromise and forgiveness. And even if the world has to change to a dystopian, horrible one, I'd rather do it not in a like, I don't want to leave either me, obviously my body also, because other people say, well, look, he cowered and he backed down and he took out his videos and he stopped talking about what he lived completely. So maybe we should see, I don't want that, police, that people say, well, look, why did he stop talking about the horrors that he lived for 4 years, even in the last year, reaching the point that it was physical. And even though on top of that he complained so much that he felt more than, because until now, like I said, I'm not 100% sure either way, but I don't want to go there too much. But just to say, I didn't even exaggerate on the symptoms that I got, even though I said they were pretty bad. So they were mostly to torture me, but that's not a good thing either, right? To kill and to torture, it depends how long it lasts and the intensity of the torture. I don't know. They know I'm sensitive. They don't know what I'm feeling. They don't know what I feel when I was very ill or bleeding, and we all know why. I don't want to péter répète to bother the people that I made that. So right now it's basically police following me that's bothering me, and some people are enabling them even to come in the building. That's not good. I wonder who that could be. Duh. So I don't want police around me, but it's not because I decide. I'm just saying it's not a comfortable thing. So I want to find a compromise. If never mind that if I suffer a lot, I could communicate with that big morphic field, which could do an escalation. Just like when I said, when I was explaining how I think I participated in the earthquake. I did not predict the earthquake, my dear Montreal secret police, or Ville de Montréal, or McFaddy. I don't know how to say his name in a short way, but Faddy something. So I said it nice and sweet. I'm participating. Now I'm not participating in anything bad. And that was a test. And I did say I don't want anybody to suffer. Now, I did say something about those TM because they could have been just following orders and they could have been convinced that nothing was going to happen to me bad by that thing except suffer. But maybe they didn't even know that. I don't know. But I saw guilt in their face. Yes, I did see it. Unlike the person in front of when I opened my door with sunglasses. So now you're sending people with no sunglasses. But even if they're far away, I can't. Hey, I am not in and of himself God. Not yet. But we all are a particle of God. But if you don't touch your best part, if you don't dwell in your most shining, glorious part of your psyche, if you don't deal with your trauma, if you don't admit that sometimes you feel pretty bad, lonely, and you miss people, and like me, I even admitted one time, I would say, oh my God, do I have to go to psychiatry because I miss my cat so much? But then I told myself, like, I got out of it. I go, what was I doing? It's like, no, I don't know if it's in the other one. I was talking about toys. My toys meant so much to me when I was... It's just a point of focus, folks. No one can make you happy because we are already one. But we're happy to suffer, yes. See, that's one thing I'm sure of. Because hence, this... If people think there's a hell worse than the life on this planet, I don't think it's possible to suffer. Because out of your body, the instant you realize something... The flow of your thought is your energy, is your sensational field. So the moment you know that you're part of an infinite entity that does not suffer, the point you're going to realize your basic idea of why we all participate in this 3D illusion is also part of the theme that makes it seem real and makes us see reality through even fragile states, is to have to suffer. That is the only reason. And the only reason why I feel comfortable, because I'm not giving that much importance to life. But I appreciate it more, but I'm striving to better it even more. How come even when they were trying to come up with stupid things about the past that I was saying, oh, one day, you know, in the past, I don't want to say it necessarily, but I hinted at things that were negative just simply because I was associating myself with my pain. Just like if I would have just focused on the symptoms, the physical symptoms, and dwelled on it and made a big dramatic thing about it, oh my God, look, I can't escape. It's so many months that they're doing it. It's almost more than a year. And they already tormented my life. People around me, even when I socialize a little bit, I have women crying around me. Not all the time, but because some people think that the police is there to do a real job. No, they're there to bust my beep. Because people are not used to seeing STM and police all around. right? That's why the people around me are traumatized, right, police? So that gives you proof. One day I'm going to ask permission every time I go, can I put on my phone and record, even if it's not directly in their faces, just to show their reaction if the police would come by. But then if I explain that to people, already people don't want to be around me. Maybe 80% of, and even my brother, he told me in the hospital, or well, he never came to the hospital, but he came to a false testimonial. He was like, oh, you know, don't, come on, follow their, you know, like he was trying to say, step in line, bro, man, or they're going to torture even you more and kill you. That was the message he told. And I think he did say, I don't want to try to remember, because he's going to get mad at me even more, because I already outed him up by putting the video in. And there he cannot say I didn't say that because it's recorded, right? And that's why the police doesn't even want to look at my video proof I have of what they're doing wrong. But they're not doing that much wrong. They're just statistically impossible that they're there. They're smart. They try not to incriminate. Hey, if the police wasn't smart, I never said that they weren't smart. They're just not mature, and they're just petty. And they're powerful and smart in a technological way or a reasoning. But when it comes to being triggered, I'm sorry, police, you get triggered faster than me. And if I was really triggered, we wouldn't be in this video. I don't want to say there would be a glass or bars between us. It wouldn't be the police, right? So this is, I think you know where I'm going with that. Meaning, I am never triggered. That's why you're never in danger. The only time you could bring yourself danger, think of it, is extreme cases. Also, the biggest extreme is karma. Because the other ways, I have no ways of defending myself, even if I wanted to. And even if I say it, I get punished for that. So it's not a fair fight, police. The numbers, the technology, the weaponry. So maybe in cases like that, did you ever think maybe it's possible, like with the Moses event, since we're talking about the justification of the Jewish people now, the Jewish state, Israel, and what they're doing to find the criminals that killed and kidnapped hundreds of theirs, justifiably so. Are they doing that, or are they just exterminating whoever's related to them or whoever's in their property? Because if somebody is mad at Trudeau, I don't agree. I'm not mad at Trudeau. I just feel bad that he's using these despicable laws, or other people that put on, that bully and abuse their power as a police officer or as whatever, as a group, as an entity of secret police, secret agendas like against me. It's obvious for me. I don't flinch when I say it. But I don't have any like hatred or plan to. But some people might. That's the thing, is not everybody reacts the same way to acknowledging crime, or even if it is a big entity or a big organization or a government. So that's what I'm saying. I'm always trying to find a peaceful way out of any bad juju, why it's scary that like I said, they're so childish on being triggered. Why do you have to be so mad at me for just speaking truth? And I know truth scares the weak, and I don't mean the weak muscle-wise or health-wise. I mean the weak because the mind and the soul, loving yourself, is power. When people finally realize on the planet that helping others, living in harmony with others, being strong is power, I'm trying to be an example of that. It's costing me a lot of suffering, and it could get worse or it could get better. But then again, I'm trying to show before things goes more south, and when I mean south, I don't mean South Korea, because it's supposed to be better than North Korea, right? So I'm trying to be funny, but I'm trying to teach, and I'm in no legal position to teach. I don't have credentials. Like Sadhguru says, if my master would have asked him for credentials, he did say something extreme, so you could figure what he said, because they asked him, what are your yoga, what courses did you take on yoga, to Sadhguru. He started laughing. But that's the thing, is there is no paper, there is no sticker, there is no Nobel Prize that could compare to when you're spiritually evolved. It doesn't matter if you could show it or walk on fire or stretch, like some people think, hey, I could stretch more than you, I'm more evolved than you, I could break more bricks than you. Yes, you could certainly use between muscle power and agility and even some energy focus or just plain mental help. A lot of people that do Kung Fu and martial arts and Aikido, they're stronger than even some ones that are less able physically to do that. But then again, that person, whatever they're missing on fighting with them on 3D, they can make up for it with karmic punishment. Karmic punishment is not something like, I'm going to put a curse on you. I'm going to right now put pictures and make a doll and start poking it of everybody that I know their name or organization and start doing these visuals to focus energy. That would be bad. I would not suggest people do that. And I'm giving you people examples. The idea of voodoo is the best one. That is so horrible, because that's evil intent. Even though the person does, this is why, police, I'm telling you, be careful, because the only person that could defend me is that big morphic or even universal or multi-universal energy, because I am saying it explicitly, just like I testify in every video, even to other ones that you purposely misinterpreted to punish me. That was wrong. And even now I'm saying, as much as before I sounded as if I wanted to do something like witchcraft, or to say, imagine right now, and I have to admit, emotionally it would have felt good, but only in the moment that I got attacked yesterday, and that I had that, just right now, you see I'm in a better mood than the other video I made, because these things in my body trick me. My ego always tricks me, because to have an ego, you have to be alive. Even your biological functions are part of the ego. People think the ego is your attitude, or you don't wish to be spiritual. No, my friend, it goes deeper than that. Ego is good in a way. It's what makes us live. But then again, it also keeps us in the limited and fearful and painful state in life. Right now, I could tell you, I just had a bit of that focus, and I just imagined those two officers that yesterday I was feeling like, even like a lion, right, police? You know that part of it. And right now I just remembered how I felt yesterday for a fraction of a second, or maybe a minute, like, especially when my hand, and I don't want to show it now because, forget it, because then it's not that bad, but I don't want to go in trying to prove. I try to reach people, and I just was explaining what voodoo is, and I just, as an example, I pictured those two officers, and I remember saying something bad's gonna happen, so I take it back. I don't wish anything bad to happen, because then it's gonna happen to me, you understand? You think because I meditated for 40 years, police, you think the same rules don't apply to me, just like they apply to you, just like you think that, you think it has the same concept of purity. You know that you could be swayed to be angry and react, right? Just like when you're not sure, you'd rather shoot than make the person shoot you. And I agree with you, because your life is at risk office. See, those are in case, but I don't have a gun. I don't even have a knife. I don't even have a pencil with me when you guys torment me and hurt. But the point that I'm trying to make is that you think just because you could lie and twist laws and justify even these physical torments of me and get away with it, okay, maybe you're not smiling anymore, but maybe now either you have sunglasses or you're far away and you have a different attitude. Whatever different technique you're going to use, it's going to bite you in the beep, beep. And right now, I just felt disgusted at myself for even having given an example. I don't know if I get, what do you think voodoo is? And then before I said, oh, I wish them to. No. Did I say wish? No. I said, I fear, or I'm warning, or I'm guaranteeing you something bad's going to happen. That's how I felt. But I felt that the bad was going to happen. I didn't feel I wanted to inflict that bad. And can I say this, a disclaimer? This has nothing to do with fucking shit. And the only time I'm going to swear and be a little emotional is towards Bill C-63. So this has nothing to do with me following the government's laws. And I don't want to challenge them either. I just don't respect them. And I think most of them are abusive and exaggerated, and just to serve the masses of the elites and governments and status people. So I wanted to be clear on that. But see, it's like I said at the beginning when I started making videos again, and I was even trying to censor myself at the beginning when I was still not flowing from the higher chakras. And I said, and I had to meditate on it, maybe a few hours, maybe a few days. And that's why people know there's a delay sometimes, even that I film. I don't remember exactly how I started doing videos again, because I had erased all of them, despite that I was still being attacked. And for a while, I said, I don't know if I had erased the videos. And then they didn't want me even to talk about like what I'm saying now. Like even like the last 30 minutes, if I would have talked like that and told somebody, oh, this is just for my like sort of, not therapy, but just like I need to talk about it a bit because they're still attacking me. Or even if that time they didn't for 9 days. And I said, oh my God, I can't. I'm so scared they're going to start again. Scared in a sense, meaning is I don't want to have to go through the pain. It's like a woman, even if she's not scared of childbirth, she knows it's going to hurt, right? And even though she's healthy. So the same thing with me, when I know I got it through this, because like, even though it's hard to explain the level, you know, like when an ambulance person tells you, or a doctor on the scale of 1 to 10, I won't say to what level, because I don't want to give them more information on how to torture me, because they do use, like you've seen them. But all I could say is that it's not pleasant. It's not pleasant. And if it could trigger me to even seem frustrated or unstable, that means police, you should like I said, put a warrant against yourself, not me wishing it, and I didn't wish the warrant, I just sent it to the universe. If it was not allowed, when I said that karmic dish video, if that wasn't allowed, God will understand, because he knows I'm speaking from a point of being tormented. And that wasn't meant as punishment. It was just meant, God, can you keep an eye on what's happening in my personal life? Yes, I believe in the morphic field is more important. You know, like Spock says, that's one thing I do like with Star Trek, and he says the something of the many is worth more of the few. And unfortunately, even that, I think, could be twisted by governments, that narrative. So everything is like, yeah. So this was an explanation. I do believe I explained the thing about the thumbnail with the young lady thing. And I said, well, in the past, and I'll do say briefly, they used that Floyd thing that I mentioned something. And I don't know if I created a joke or I just mentioned Floyd to a friend. And they were spying on me. And I don't know if it was a different, I think it was a different line then, obvious. And they started tormenting me with black STM, not officers, but workers, or maybe they were undercover officers. They used to give me dirty looks as if like, we're checking on you. We know you're against black people. And you know what happened karmically? Police and STM. What happened? How many times did I bump into by accident? Because I don't keep in touch with many friends. Oh, I don't want to say too many details about my life again. But it just so happens that I bumped into people that I get along with super smooth, that are African American or African Canadians, or I don't know which Haiti or which. But the point is, black skin. But what does skin have to do with anything? What does gender? What does age? What does nationality? What does, you know? It's like one time, I don't know if I should say this, but somebody was talking to me. I said, well, you're not going to talk to me because nowadays people are tall, right? So you can imagine if I talk to a lady that I don't know if she's 25 or 20, and then she ends up being younger. So I say, I'm sorry, but I can't talk to you. And then people have criticized me. Oh, so because of my age, I said, no, I don't mind talking to any age people. I don't mind. I don't mind. It's just that we have constructs and fake laws that accuse people of things just to make trouble. So that's why I tell people it's just to protect myself. Just like when I cross the street. If we were living in a world, it's not that you have to go with the red light, but you won't, like, if it's a green light, you don't pay attention and you cross. But when you know that people don't respect the red light, then you got to watch yourself even when you're crossing on the car's red light and on your green light with the little white guy walking. Because you have to watch yourself all the time, because people don't follow good rules. So that's what I meant by the thing is, why did I see a little girl in the thumbnail and say, how come that video got so many hits? Could they be planning to use that against me, that I photographed young ladies? But that's the thing is, if you've been accused of something that you never did out of the blue, can I not expect that to be the next thing? And I'm not saying that to say whether that has happened in my personal life or not, because some people, even as jokes, will say, oh, that person's too old for you, that person's too young for you. What the heck? I don't look at that. I look at just getting along and passing time with people. I don't look at relationships, marriage, sensuality. I don't give that importance unless it's consensual for any situation. If people don't consent into any type of activity, it just does not feel right. Even thinking about it, never mind talking even about it with another person. But society has made everything on what dirt can we get on Trump? What dirt can we get on Russell Brand? So that's why now me, it's not that I'm fearing, it's I'm putting it out there that I expect anything to be done against. Because like I said, when they know that I don't go out for a few days, they come practically making noise, or sometimes in the past they were at least knocking on the door, like when that ex-employee of Apopex, right? He knocked on my door and attacked me. Yes, not in an obvious way, just like the STM yesterday. They pretended they were just doing their march of, yeah, they had to go all around, and I won't say which area it was, but they did a whole freaking 380 just to pass by and be a couple of feet away from me. And just so happens that my hand again is irritated and itchy and on my body and sick, and to what degree I'm not going to say, but that's the whole point. If you attack me at a distance, police and SDN, how can you want me not to report it? And if those products irritate me, am I supposed to say, ooh? But then you're falling into their trap. I know that was the dilemma that I was thinking. But if you know you could be triggered by the product in your body, because you're so sensitive, maybe it might not kill me, maybe, or maybe it might. That's another reason why I put them. How do I know? It could take a delayed effect. Because you guys, I'm starting to see, are capable of everything. Well, you did accuse me, hey, saying to someone, they didn't even put a time limit, 30 days, but at one point said to be forced into a psychiatric thing. Hey, that's criminally insane. That's psychopathic, police. My dear St. Mary's, that is extreme. You don't do that to innocent people just because you don't like what they're saying, which you caused them to suffer for years of what they're reporting. They didn't just, oh, let's say, I don't like the way the police acted. Let me make videos about them. It wasn't out of the blue. It was out of you tormenting me for years, police. Well, maybe I started filming, but I don't know when I started putting them on the internet. But I know I saw some videos that were 220. So I'm sure now that it happened, the September thing was in, I think, 30th, 220. Yeah. That I filmed something in my area, first an ambulance, and then I recorded a 911 call. I know I shouldn't have done that, duh, I know now, but does that mean, you know, how many years in prison would you get legally, even for insulting police on video? Not like threatening, just like saying, I think even police were telling me once at Station 20, oh, you could tell us off, we're not allowed saying anything. So then why, when I asked you for help, insulting someone and asking for help, police, I think there's a little difference. Yes, recording, usually, like that person, the PR person in Station 26 says, well, but police doesn't like it when you record it. Well, I don't like it when I'm followed and traumatized and insulted and laughed at every day. That's what was happening before I was filming. So you understand where I'm coming from, my dear 40, now it's 47 million or billion fans. Imagine 47 million or even billion. I don't think it's possible unless people have 3 or 4 avatars on the internet. Could it reach for? I don't think it ever reached over a billion. Maybe over a billion, but not 5 billion. I don't know how the internet works. How you could make up routers. I know my routers, some videos don't even get like 10 hits. And I say, that video makes more sense than that. And people get me more subscriptions. I know it's like my friend. I'm in a video with a friend. I don't know if I should say, no, I will not. But the point is, many years ago, and he said, well, I tried to even, because he tried to do something with, to get more views and things like that. And I'm in it, and it's over 700. It's pretty good. I mean, for a personal video that's not of a big company, not a big promoted. It's not the best, but, you know, a few thousand would have been good. But there is no good because you don't make money, and if you don't go over 100,000 or something. And it's not about making money. Maybe my friend was, but me, when I'm making a channel now, it's just to see, yeah, if there would be a possibility. But I think it's too late for me, just as I was for my friend, because he put a skull at one point, a part of the video, and he talked about religious dogma or what happens after you die. The video was too esoteric, believe it or not. And if people, oh no, if I say people could find it, maybe not. But I was a guiding angel, something like that in the video, and it was funny. At the end, there was like, you know what they say, the bloopers. There was one big blooper that was so funny, and I want to get into it. And some people said even the blooper was against the... I won't say more than that. Oh my God, if my friend is seeing my channel, I apologize, Mr... I won't even say his avatar name. See how people that are there making me careful? So you think police, if I would have known I would have gotten all this, I would have recorded you, whether the 911 call or on video that ambulance in my building? Because I was trying to, it's like now I think that just because I've gotten a bit of info on how to make them, if people don't take the complaint, right, police, I'm not saying you wouldn't try at all, but even if it's an imitation of trying, even if now, the way, just defensively, I couldn't even defend myself as much as people that are even semi-status or semi-rich, because I have so many people hating me for being a spiritual beacon, for speaking truth, and for trying to defend myself. Yeah, and they literally write it. He might one day defend himself. No, this is me defending myself, but not with me physically, just with me saying, I'm leaving it up to karma. How does it go, that song? Karma police. Something like at one point he goes, this man, he's buzzing like a fridge. Who's heard the song Karma Police? I feel like seeing the words. I don't think it's the best words in the world. I don't even know who sings that. I'm sort of like a karma police. Right, police? Police, karma police. It's funny that police, the band, the police, are the most spiritual and against the... Isn't it funny? He calls himself the police, and Sting is the basic... I think he goes by one name mostly. I don't know if he changed it or it's legally like that. But Sting is amazing. It just... But simplified. Some words are a bit like... See, he did his purging through what? Through his music. I'm doing it through my videos. A bit of purging, a bit of channeling my stress and trying to do some kind of harmonic, compromising plea to find some kind of common ground. So, another conclusion before I explain Sting's amazing words in certain songs, which I don't know many. I'm embarrassed to say, even though I am sort of a fan. So, What was I about to say? Something about compromise. I think if you'd be trying to litigate peace in the not the Americas. I hope there's no war in the Americas, South America, North America. I hope if you were trying to make a peace in Gaza or a peace in Ukraine, I think the way you're acting with me, Montreal police or authorities, I don't think you would. I think you'd fail horribly. And seeing, like, even though I loved as expressive Mr. Anthony Housewater, which I think I don't know if he's my representative, or was it, I forgot her name. I saw her somewhere. I think it's a lady, and she's, I don't know what nationality, and I don't judge by that, obvious. But it's just saying that people are so easy to support corruption and war just because it funds money and it funds the narratives. But governments, one day you will regret it. It's like, as much as I'm making it on a personal level. Okay, enough. I've done enough on the other video. And I hope I didn't go too extreme so it could be twisted. Again, hope, whether it did or not, I decided to go that way. I think I'm not being irrational or hateful. I'm being extreme and opinionated, yes. And if that's not allowed, I will take out any videos. So let me continue with the song from Sting. So he goes, spirits in the material world. I think that's about it. That repeats. We are spirits in the... Oh, wait a minute. Don't believe in Constitution. Wait, something like, with their words they try to jail you. Oh, my dear Sting, that was an old. It was written. If you have to make a revision of that. They are jailing us, literally. They're jailing us, taking away our freedom of speech, taking away anything could be weaponized. Any fart we make, breathing the wrong way. Trust me, Sting, you should. Why don't you do a version of that if Sting is seeing my channel? I was about to say weaponize that song. No, refurbish, how do you say that? Edit that song so it's upgraded, updated to nowadays. You know what they say? They try to jail us with their words. No, they try to jail us with their excuses that they're concerned and they want to protect us. On that note, I am fed Okay, so that changed into a meditation. Peace be, my children. Do not seek war, seek peace. Duh! Good vibes, like and subscribe. Leave comments. Namaste.